Why you take so long? 4 hours at the gym? What did you do, bro?
Yeah.
Did you finish a marathon 42 on the treadmill or something? Man, you just got 45 minutes. Do your best.
Yeah. This is Life Confessions podcast with me, Reza Abraham. Our guest today is multi-talented singer, actor, host, and entrepreneur. He started his singing career at the age of 16 while competing on a TV reality series, One in a Million, where he finished in third place. Since then, his life has taken a big turn and he has produced 3 music albums, over 30 singles, and played roles in more than 8 films, 13 TV movies, 16 TV series. So let's welcome Malaysia, Ironman, Alif Satar.
Assalamualaikum. How are you, Dr. Reza?
I'm good.
Alhamdulillah.
How are you?
Alhamdulillah. Doing well. I was actually quite nervous coming here. I was like,
why are you nervous?
Wow. I'm like, I don't know. Suddenly there's a limit of time. Suddenly, you know. I mean, suddenly the producer said, Alif, you can only speak 40 minutes, okay?
Yeah.
And keep quiet after that.
That's true. That's why they say, like, you know, time is a finite resource.
Wow.
You will only get it once.
Wow.
So we have to maximize our 35 minutes.
MashaAllah. That is true. That is true.
So let's jump into it.
Let's go for it.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
It's always a pleasure talking to you. You're a good man.
Thank you.
I heard a lot of good stuff about you.
Thank you. I heard that you were briefed by your wife about me. Yeah, so a lot of studying before.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you know a lot more about me than I know about you.
We'll find out.
That's what you
we'll
think.
Find out. So let's go to the zone that we don't know a lot about you.
Okay.
So let's go to your childhood.
Wow.
Like, you know, so where did you born? How was your upbringing look like?
Well, I was born in Hospital Besar Kuala Lumpur. My parents were both teachers, and they teach English. My mom teaches English. My father teaches mathematics and bahasa, and sometimes pendidikan jasmani to special needs students. So they teach the deaf.
Wow.
Yeah. So
both
of them. Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, and I was brought up in Section 2 Wangsa Maju. I was brought up literally. If you ever heard of the song Budak Flat. Budak Flat. I am the original Budak Flat. I grew up in a flat 5 tingkat 5-story apartment in Section 2 Wangsa Maju. So I had an early childhood. I stayed there probably until I was 7, and both of my parents, they had the opportunity to continue and further their studies in education in Exeter. So it was like a big deal for all of us. That Mom always said that, guys, on this day we're taking a plane for a better future. So we stayed in Exeter for close to 2 years. So that's where me and my other 2 sisters, Mim and Ain at that time, now we have Jim, so 4 of us now, but back then there was 3 of us. So we had our early childhood first school and middle school for a bit before we came back to Malaysia. So my parents did their special education needs in the University of Exeter, and well, me and my 2 little sisters had our early development in Exeter. So that's where when people say macam, Alif, kau punya English power tu. Yeah, aku sekolah Mak Saleh bro at that time.
Exactly, what's the age?
I was 7 till 9. 7 till 9.
Wow.
So yeah, I had friends from all over, and it was fun. So when I came back, we moved, and from Wangsa Maju we moved to Hartamas. So I did my sekolah kebangsaan sampai habis, sampai sekolah menengah to sekolah menengah kebangsaan Sri Hartamas. And then that's where it all started, the whole entertainment music, where I was 16, as you mentioned. One in Million started. So I was Form 4 at the time. So the teachers were very supportive and said, I told them, I said, cikgu, saya nak masuk pertandingan menyanyi ni, because I wanted to be a pilot at the time.
Yeah.
So Mom said, okay, you gotta pay for your own academy. So when I was in Form 4, and then teacher said, okay, Alif, you can carry on. So I had a 3 months leave and competed in One in a Million. That also gave a different experience. That's how it all started.
So was it something that you went for it, or it was like introduced by your parents? Is there like
it was? Yeah, I didn't go for it because Because
How
I
did you
wanted
get to know about that?
I wanted to be a pilot, though.
Okay,
Doc.
so you needed the money for it.
I needed the money. Mom and dad was like, Alif, we're not going to pay for it, you know? So you have to work for it.
Yeah.
So I was like doing small competitions here and there, you know? A swimming club had a karaoke, menang RM100. I would go, okay, I'm going to put this in my piggy bank, you know? And my parents took me on my 15th birthday at the time. It was like, we had a joyride in KL from Subang. So I had to fly a two-seater airplane. You know, it was an Eagle. It was a Malaysian-made two-seater airplane at the time.
Oh gosh,
so I knew at the time, I was like, I want to be a pilot, bro. I want to be a pilot. So I had to work for it, no. So I had to, you know, go sing this show lah, fight at this karaoke station lah, you know. And then I would win. So one day, Dad was flipping through a newspaper, and then there was like a competition. Said, Alif, nah. And he says, 1 in a million. The winner will take away 1 million ringgit. And I'm like, bro, I'll be balling at 16 years old, man. I'm gonna go for it. So I would win this 1 million and be a pilot.
And this is what, like, you are now 34.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's been 18
that
years.
That is like 18 years ago.
Yeah, 18
years ago, 1 million was a lot.
A lot, bro. But I didn't win, so no lah, not a millionaire, bro.
That's why you have to work.
Still working, you know. So I would do anything for money.
You know, in Japanese, they have this method called ikigai.
Ikigai, your purpose, bro.
Yes,
your reason.
Finding your purpose, finding your reason.
Yeah.
So there are like 4 questions there. Like, first is like, what do you love to do? The second one is like, what is one thing that you are really good at it? Because some people, they say like, I love to sing, but when you listen to the voice, they're like, okay, maybe you can try something different, you know. So the third one is, who is your customer?
Okay.
Meaning that who wants your skill set? And the fourth one is that how you're going to make money out of it. Because sometimes there are some customers, they're willing to listen, but they're not willing to pay.
Yeah. So I listen to you, but I'm not going to pay.
Yes. Yeah. So the first 2, they said that it shows your passion. The second 2, it shows your profession. So if you can marry these 2, it becomes your purpose.
Wow.
Yes.
That's cool, man.
Yeah. So,
but here's the thing, Doctor. I people always say this jack of all trades, master of none. I don't believe that. Mom says, it says a jack of all trades. Why can't you be master of everything? Yeah. You know, you can.
I want to talk to you about that too.
Okay, let's go.
When I was preparing for this interview, I noticed that you know, like some famous people, celebrities, you know, they do something, they endorse something, but they don't go all out. You know, they just want to get the credit for it. They just want to show some face, run on some weights, you know, but they don't go all out, right? So what you do is that you go all out, meaning that you really participate.
Of course.
You put your time into it. So I'll come to that a bit later. But I want to go back to the passion and profession things, right? So you have done a lot. Like you do like a lot of things. So if you want to basket them, like which one is your passion? Which one is your profession? How do you put it?
Okay, here's the thing. I get this question a lot. Alif, how do you promote all these things, right? There's so many that you do, right? Here's the key point.
Take notes.
Take notes, right? Okay. I only do it because it has something to do with me personally. Okay, for an example, right? Yeah. Okay, Alif, I'm a singer. I'm a TV host. I'm an actor. I'm an entrepreneur, right? So people say, Alif, but I'm also an athlete. I do Ironman. So if a brand comes to me, Alif, I want you to be an ambassador of Garmin. Does it fit? It fits on my sports portfolio, right?
Yeah.
And then if people say, Alif, we're a bank. We want to support we want you to be part of the company, the face of our bank. I'll say, hey, where does it fit on my entrepreneur portfolio? So, and then it breaks down to what kind of business do I do, right? So I have my Iktikaf Alif, which is the modern Muslim products. We sell sajadah, praying mattress. We have kopiah, and we have halal perfume, oud, and then I have food. I have pasta panas, I have Alif Satar, among many, right? So people go like, but I'm a foodie. People know that I on my Instagram, people say, oh, Alif selalu post pasal makanan, because I personally love food, right? Or when people, orang macam that's why with the whole like Geng Subuh Macam Jumaat, it's completely natural because I live it. You see? So when you want to do something, right? Or how do you focus on, how do you promote, how do you balance which one is passion? I don't have problems promoting anything because it's naturally me.
It's who you are as a person.
It's who I am as a person, right? So brands come and say an approach. So it'll be natural for me to propose to promote salon pas. Hi guys, if you're having trouble with your stiff neck ke, kau sakit kaki ke apa, use salon pas. Because why? People could relate to me, or people could go like, hey, I can relate because Alif runs every day or swims every day. So it's easy. It's part of the DNA, you know.
But there is a pressure come with when something become your profession, like singing.
Yeah,
like you love to sing.
Okay,
but then when you do it like because of like this is the album, this is how it's going to be done, and then they're expected you to show up like in certain places, in certain formats. So
okay,
bring a little bit of pressure into it. So how do you find the balance there, or do you actually find it like I would rather these things remain as a passion. I want these things remain as a profession. So I'm going to separate them.
Okay, no, it's easy for me because I don't feel the pressure because that's who I am, right? I always get this a lot, and I always tell the new talents, whoever I share a set or behind the scenes of a drama. People ask me these questions, and they'll go like, Ali, do you get nervous? Do you get pressure? I say, I used to be pressured. Yeah. I used to be nervous, but then I consult my parents because they're both teachers, right? So naturally they would teach their kid, right? Yeah. And then I would ask them, I said, Ma, Alif nervous. And there's this, I always held on to this. And it kind of shaped me who I am today. She answered, I said, Mom, I'm nervous. And Mom said, Alif, why? You can only be yourself. You can only be yourself but always do your level best and just be yourself.
Love it.
And so I don't feel pressure because that's just who I am. So when I perform on stage or wherever I speak in a podcast, that's just me. I don't feel the pressure. I'm just being myself. And hopefully when people watch you or listen to you, and if there's any positive things that they can learn and take from it, then they would take it. Or even if it's something bad or something that wouldn't work for me, or wouldn't work in my organization or my future plan, then it would be something also that they would learn from it as well. I don't feel the pressure.
It's very interesting that you said that, because my mom was a teacher too.
Nice. What did she teach?
So she was teaching history, geography.
I love that.
And then she also goes up with us.
So
when we go to like an excursion, she also go and teach me.
She got to keep up.
She had to keep up with us. So she used to tell us also something like very similar. So sometimes of course like we have that competitiveness in us. We always want to be number one. But that's something that I learned from her, and then I'm teaching it now to my two boys too. So like the concept of how to win without winning number one, right? So they say that the three things that you got to pay attention to. Number one, you should always do your very, very best, right? And go all out. The second one is that whatever you do, make sure you enjoy it. It's important to have fun while you're doing it. And the third one is that no cheating.
No cheating.
Integrity.
Yeah.
So once you keep that three, it doesn't matter even if you're not number one.
Yeah.
Right?
Because,
So you're just enjoying it. You're just being yourself, do your best, and you're not cutting short. You're not basically...
And you see that how family plays a big role in who you are, and the values and the whole organization that would maintain and probably lead to success. It's how the foundation is. So it's solid, bro, when you say that your parents. So I always when you say that you is how you practice with your boys, and it's how I practice as well. Nice. And trying everything. Jeff Bezos said, when you said how do you balance stuff, and Jeff Bezos says that everything that he does, he gives 100%.
Yes.
You know, dia tak bahagi-bahagikan, or a day as a father ke, or I will put 50% here or 30%. No. You embrace everything, right?
Yes.
So I guess that's what I do when I perform on stage, when I sing, or when I'm like talking to audience, when I'm hosting, or even when we're having meetings for the next product or whatever. You know, you're
very present.
You're present at that particular moment. You're giving all out.
Yes.
You know, tak kisahlah whether you make mistakes along the way. We just embrace everything and giving it all at the same time at that particular moment. You know,
that's why also I don't like it when people asking, like, you know, we don't have work-life balance in this organization. You know, right? So I always tell them, like, you know, there is no such things as a work-life balance. It's about work-life choices. At this point of time, I gotta do my work. And I go all out.
I chose to be here.
I chose to be here.
Yeah.
You're a human being. You're in control. You're not a tree. You know, you can make decisions. So you don't want it, then don't be here.
Yeah.
And then they come to you and say, like, they complain about it. It's like, this is so tough. This is so stressful.
But not people understand that, though.
Don't be here. Go find out what fits you, because it also goes back to the stages of your life, right? So as we grown up, basically our stages are very different. When you're younger, you have different things that is more important to you, right? So now that you have 3 boys, right?
So you have 3 kids, 1 boy.
Good for you. Good for you. So you have 3 kids, right? You know, so you definitely want to spend more time with them, right? Rather than the time that you were single, you can fully focus on the work and all. So speaking of that, there is these things like Geng Subuh Macam Jumaat.
Fajar like Jumaat gang.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that is something that it's a pretty interesting things. I love it. I want to talk to you about it.
Thank you.
And I want to break it down a bit too. Like, how do you break it down from personal aspect, social aspect, and also basically in terms of like the spiritual aspect, which is basically, well, that part relates more maybe to Muslim community,
right?
But there is a lot more into it, because when I was reading about it, when I was watching you talking about it, you don't just talk about the spiritual side of it.
Yeah, of course.
I love it when you also point it out, like from personal aspect. How does it impact the community? You know that it does. So tell us a little bit more about that.
I think it's because of just the lifestyle, bro. You know, like it all started because of showing the real solidarity towards whatever that's been happening in Palestine, you know, the genocide that is happening. So we wanted change. Number one, like there's the boycott that's been happening and the road protests. But then we're missing out like these two things, right? We are asking, when you boycott, right, you are asking to the creation, from the creation. And then if you are showing a demonstration on the streets, you are also asking from the creation. But the movement of Geng Subuh Macam Jumaat or Fajar like Jumaat gang is you are literally asking from the creator. So everything starts from Subuh, right? So you wake up 5 a.m. in the morning and you're ready to go. It's the toughest time to wake up.
Yeah.
And you know, even if you're not believing, if you don't have that, if you're not in the same faith, if you don't believe in the religion as well, but you would read somewhere that people say, or the 5 a.m. club,
5 a.m. club,
that is the true 5 a.m. club. We'll be waking up, and I'm trying to get everybody together. You know, it's this movement of one Ummah. You know, it doesn't matter, and everybody comes together at the mosque, being together early in the morning, and after that, the program starts. We would pray together in congregation. We would have like a short 15 minutes tazkirah where the teacher would you know give you words of encouragement, a little of ilm that they would share, and after that we'll go for a run. So it's like waking up in the morning, prepared, and of course you're prepared the night before, and then you're up. Your mind is like ready for anything. You're bright and early, and after that you go for a run. So it's like
lovely.
It's your mental and your physical strength all together, right? So, but at the same time, we want to encourage people to be together as a community, the brotherhood. And the beauty of it all is that when we did running discipline after the prayers, we had like even non-Muslims that came, and my Garmin runners came, and that is the true spirit of being Malaysia, and everybody got together and they waited for us to finish praying. And then they were like, okay, are you done? Yeah, we're done. Let's go for a run. So that's what it is. Not just, number one, of course, is the spiritual aspect and the gain that you get from it. But also after that, like you're mentally strong and you're physically strong, So that is what Geng Subuh Macam Jumaat really is. We just want to get the community and people together, not on the right path, not being extreme on the road, getting angry, but you channel your peace and on the right way at the mosque, and after that we'll do community activities together with all Malaysians. It doesn't matter what background or what race or what religion, everybody's together, and I'm so blessed that the mosque even opening doors to youngsters and to the youth to accept this kind of activity. And I think you can all start at the mosque. Doesn't matter different latar belakang or Melayu, Cina, India, different race, different religion, everybody's there. So that's the point, trying to get everybody together.
Yeah. So I was reading that the same thing actually is like going around in other countries, like in Singapore and Indonesia. What's the biggest crowd that ever gathered?
Wow. The biggest one was 10,000 in Masjid. Wow. Yeah, Masjid Wilayah KL. It was during Ramadan, and I heard that there was 12,000 in Johor, and they even had to do Subuh twice, because they couldn't fit, couldn't fit the mosque. And I had people in Singapore, they've followed through with the movement as well. In Singapore, every day it was like 7,000 people. But it's not just one time. We want people to go every day, So it's not just riding the wave just because it's trendy or, we want to change, because you want to change.
Yeah.
If you want to change the world, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta start by looking in the mirror. That's a Michael Jackson song, by the way. What song is it? Do you know?
Yeah.
What song?
To Change the World?
Yeah, no, that song.
Together.
The lyrics, no.
We are the world.
No. It's Man in the Mirror, bro. It's
okay.
No, Michael Jackson. Come on, dog. Somebody give me a Michael Jackson album, please.
Also, right?
Yeah, Michael Jackson album, bro. Give it to him. Come on.
But We Are the World also is the same one.
Yeah, We Are the World. No, about changing the world. It says, Michael says, if you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make the change. So it's a Man in the Mirror, bro.
I'm going to take it out right after this.
Stop! My man.
Not my area.
Really? Oh man, you gotta change a different podcast, bro. You gotta jump in my podcast.
Okay, so we can switch, we can switch.
Come.
So I love it. I love what you said. I think that's there's a lot of good points there.
Yeah.
Like what you said, it is basically like, that what do you call that? There's this quote that, again, my parents were talking about it a lot to us, especially my dad you always tell us, and again, we repeat that to our kids as well. He said, early to bed, early to rise, make a man healthy, wealthy, wise.
Yes, sir.
So it means that every time you're waking up early in the morning, you actually saving about like 1 to 2 hours from other people.
That's right.
There's a lot of practices there.
Yeah.
It helps you to manage your time better.
Yeah.
You start your day better.
You start your day. 50 Cent said when he was younger, he said he thought that sleeping late and working late is the best thing to do. But waking up early was the boss to do. Waking up early is what changes you. So everybody has 24 hours, right?
Yes.
So people ask me, Ali, there's so many things that you do. How do you do it? Wake up
just
early,
waking up a little bit
early.
That's all. So the discipline part of it.
Yeah.
So what you said, that that the part that you don't want it to be like a wave that you just come in and gone.
Yeah.
It's a discipline.
It's the discipline.
They say all you need to do for success in life and career, you just need to have like a few discipline and practice them every day.
People, it's easy for you to get motivated, but to stay disciplined, istiqamah, to do it repeatedly, that's the toughest part. That's why people say istiqamah is the hardest part.
That's right.
So to keep it consistent. So remember, whenever you're doing something, whether it's business, whether it's sports, or whatever that you do, right? So you're feeling motivated, but there are days you're feeling low, Sometimes maybe yesterday you just got back from London or something, you're tired, you're sleepy, but you just want to, you have to remember that like, okay, you have a mission, you have a goal to achieve, right? So you wake up, you got to do it just to achieve. You know, people ask me, Alif, when you did Ironman, right? So I had to swim 3.8 kilometers in the open water. After that, I had to cycle 180 kilometers on the bike.
Wow.
The minute I hop off the bike, you have to run 42.2, and that's a full marathon, right?
Yeah.
And people say, and to finish that under 17 hours, okay? But you have to work, you have to train a year and a half before that to finish these 3 disciplines under 17 hours, right? So people ask, they say, hey Alif, kenapa kau gila ke? How do you do it, bro? Or like, why would you want to do it? Because I really wanted to be an Ironman. So I really wanted to finish the Ironman, right? So you have to be slightly...
Where does that come from? Like the whole Ironman initiative that you really, really wanted. Why you wanted to be?
Because I had a skill. I could swim, and I could swim really well. I'm a natural swimmer because of asthma. So my parents sent me for swimming classes. And then mom said, Ali, why don't you do an Ironman? So always listen to your mom, guys. So mom says, do an Ironman. But I love the discipline of it. Discipline of it. Waking up early. You know, if you ask any triathlete, right, it's the training that gets you.
Yes.
You know, you would still go for a run even though your toes are, you're peeling off with the toenails and whatever, right? And the second you cross the finishing line, you're a whole different person. Because in your mind, throughout the journey, right, when you swim and you cycle, you're so tired, bro, and you feel like you're gonna die. But your willpower, you really want to finish this.
Yes.
Your mind says, "Oh, you're gonna die. You're gonna quit," because your brain is set to save you, right? Because you're in so much pain. But your will, that can't be tweaked, or you can't. Nobody can get it. The willpower. So, as much as you want it, so you're feeling motivated, but you have to stay disciplined. So remember the goal. The goal. It's going to be tough. You're going to have a bad day. You're going to have through so many things, you know. But remember the goal, which is, what is it again? So one day problems are going to come. So work your way around it. You know?
Eyes on the prize.
Eyes on the prize. Eyes on the ball. You know.
So I mean, to complement what you just said, is that I always tell people that the goal by itself is not important, but who you become in the process of achieving the goal.
That's right.
That's the key.
That's right. You know? And you always have to improve yourself. You know? You gotta always get better. You know, if you're a baker, you gotta be better baker, you know.
Always get better. Always get better. Do you know this guy David Goggins?
Of course, that dude did 3 Ironmans did 3 Ironmans. Like
it's like he has done like what 60 plus ultra
and he was
triathlon.
And he was like an obese person, and he became like a Marine Corps.
Gosh, like
it's all in your mind.
People have to like really like watch the journey of this guy, you know. And then talking about your discipline part that you said, I think the best way to do it is this Atomic Habits, James Clear. They broke it down really well how to do it. So they said, like, you know, last time they used to say, you want to build a habit, you should do it for how many days?
40 days.
21 days.
21 days?
That's the old one.
Well, right? I needed 40 days.
That is, oh no, it's not even 40 days. Like
21 days.
People always say 21 days, but that is actually based on a study from Stanford back in 1950 or something.
Right.
So the latest one that they did it was British Journal of Habit Building. They said that you got to do it for 70 days. And you have a little checklist. But here's the catch part.
Okay.
A lot of people say, like, you know, I just, like, you know, go flu log or busy, you know, I don't think I can do it today, right? So this is what they found. So the discipline, let's say you start at 100%. If you don't do it for one day, it dropped to 80%. Listen to this part.
Okay.
If you don't do it for 2 days, it dropped to 20%.
Oh, wow.
So they say that even if you miss it one day, it's all right. Continue the next day.
Okay, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. As long as you can do it for 70 days.
You know, that's what my coach said. You know, there are days are going to be bad.
Yeah.
But he says, doesn't matter. 1 minute is fine. 1 is better than 0.
Yeah.
And Tiger Woods said, you know, how did he get better? He says that every day he makes sure that he has 1,000 contact points with his golf club. So 1,000 every day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Consistency is key. That's it. That's it. That's the word. It's the
Yes.
comma. Your consistency.
Yeah.
That's what the discipline itu yang membezakan. That will differentiate you with everybody else. You know. There's a story I like. I relate a lot to athletes because they are somewhat built different, you know. The late Kobe Bryant, he woke up like 3 a.m. would go training, you know. There was one of his teammates. He said, "Hey man, let's go for training." And he says, "Okay, let's pick me up at 3."
Yeah.
He says something like that, right?
Yeah.
And then he was standing there waiting at 3 p.m. And he was like, where's Kobe? You know? And then he got to the gym and said, "Yo, Kobe, I thought you're going to pick me up at 3 p.m. No, I said 3. Yeah, 3 p.m. 3 a.m., you know? So I guess you just have to wake up early, be consistent, eyes on the prize.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And find your ikigai.
Yeah. Nice. So I mean people have to pay a lot of attention to it. They say like, you know, disciplines is always like this. It's so easy to do and it's so easy not to do.
Exactly.
And people choose not to do. It's like, it's so easy actually to like, you know, just wake up a little bit earlier, right? Yeah. It's very easy to do. But then you say like, can I sleep for another 10 minutes? You know, and then
snooze button, where are you? Yeah.
Yeah, you lose if you snooze.
Yeah.
So now let's move a little bit to profession as well, because you're still acting, you're still singing and all those stuff, right? So so you've been doing this for like what? Now you're 34. You started at 16. 18 years. Like you like a big half of your life. Yeah. You've been doing this.
Yeah,
so
man.
how your view have changed since you started it until today?
What do you mean view? Like what? Like
at first, like, you know, you say like, oh, back then it was like this. Now it's very different. So now you find, for example, you're like okay, let me put it in this way.
Okay,
so like, you got
I got it. Okay.
Go.
I guess to stay, right? To stay. How do I maintain 18 years? Okay. So it started through singing, right? At 16, and I didn't win. The goal was to be a pilot, right?
Yeah.
And to be a pilot, you have to save money. So that was the goal. The problem, now I didn't win. The problem is there. But I have to make money.
Yeah.
To chase my goal. So at 16, I was like, okay, I guess I got to go back to school. I didn't win 1 million, right? So I have to sort something out. So we had a discussion. I said, so my parents said, Alif, at 16, of course, we can't make your own decisions, right? So I said, let's give you 5 years. So at that time, nobody would give a 16-year-old a recording deal, you know, a record label. So I was like, man, so, okay, singing I can't because I got to be in school, right? But then someone gave me an opportunity. Someone kind of like handed me a bone and said, hey, Alif, we have this show. It's called Remaja. Do you want to be a host? I'm like, I never tried hosting before. I said, oh, it's okay. You learn. And
how old are you then?
16.
Oh my God.
Yeah, 16. So I was like, hey, okay, I'll figure it out. So I took hosting. So that's how hosting started. I hosted this program called Remaja, you know, and that's where I learned how to, you know, talk freely. We had no script, you know. You just got to be there in that present moment and just tell people how you're feeling, what you're doing, you know.
Wow.
And then after that, after hosting, people saw me on TV and said that, baby, hey, kau nak berlakon tak? And I said, okay, that will make me more money. I can be closer to the goal, right? I said, okay, I'll do that. So kind of opened two more doors, you know? Like, okay, now I had a basic singing and I could host, and now I'm doing acting, right? So I guess at that time I didn't know what it was. But right now, when you think about it, right, it's the game of you have a problem and you needed a solution, and there's an opportunity, right, for you to stay in the game, right? So the game is to stay as long as possible in the entertainment industry and to be relevant, you know? So nowadays, there's so many things that you could do, like podcasts, whatever. So there's so many things, right? So I guess that's what it is. To be consistent, you have to, and to always reinvent yourself. You know, and after that, after many years, after the singing, after the hosting, after the acting, and then people said, okay, maybe you should do. I think you can speak. Maybe you want to do become our ambassador. I'm like, I never been an ambassador. I could talk, So I guess, and then becoming an ambassador for a brand need you to speak, and then you would use your skill as a host too, So you have to be well equipped, I guess, and that's what it is. That's what got me here, I guess, being prepared. So all these things that, yes, they would be tough days and challenges, but it would prepare you for that one particular moment.
That's right.
It'd be, so I guess people would see that if you're successful now or you're lucky, but people didn't pay attention for the past 17 years that you'll be working hard and, learning and reinventing and improving yourself. And so you are ready when the moment presents itself. You are, ready for battle, you see, and penuhkan ilmu in your head and in your arsenal, that you be the skills that you have to hopefully take you further pula lepas tu.
So you have done all this. Obviously, you're very good at it. You have your fan base. You also know how to make money out of it. But which one of them you love the most?
I love every bit of it, I feel like it's a game.
And which one?
Yeah, but
you like number one.
The number one, okay. Hosting, I love hosting, but I need to study, right? And acting, I have to learn the character. I have to know where to build up. I love it as well. But singing comes naturally. You can tie me up upside down. I can sing. Yeah, I'm on when I'm on I can sing with the flu. Like that, it's something that in the system, like I could just sing. So if you ask if I could just do one thing, right, I think it would be singing, and time to money ratio, and it pays a lot more. Business wise, guys, okay, focus on it.
So business wise, which one gives back the best?
Oh wow, entertainment business. Yeah, it's a real big business, because but everything else is just I know F&B is something else as well. It's challenging,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, F&B is like a whole different beast, bro.
Yeah.
Itu belum netizen bagi komen lagi, cakap ni tak sedap lah, ni kenapa ni. But you just have to, with the price.
And it has that ripple effect.
Yeah, the ripple effect. Yeah, and then. But number one, I guess people trust you, and that's the most important thing when it comes to branding, I always look at myself, I am the product first, so people trust me, so I have to, there's like a certain pressure to it, yes, but
it's a pressure that makes you better.
Yeah, so pressure makes diamonds, bro. Or gold.
Diamond.
Yeah, okay. That's because I'm doing gold now, bro.
Okay, so what fan can expect from you?
Sorry?
New things that coming, like,
there's so many things that
you haven't announced it anywhere also.
I don't know.
Any new things?
Tak ada. There's nothing that I keep. Everybody
open book.
I'm like, this is me, guys. Okay, but there's this new exciting thing I'm doing with GB Gold. So we have this Alif dinar, which is the first in the world, is the first dinar in the shape of Alif. Did you see that?
I would be very happy to take one.
Yeah, please do. Yeah. So when I always wanted, when the opportunity came, and then it was, Alif, do you want to do gold? I'm like, okay, but can you make it into the shape of Alif? And they were like, yes. Okay, where do I sign? So
like Alif Lam Mim, or
Alif,
your name.
It is literally the shape of the letter Alif.
Okay.
And inside it is it's
your
a
face.
gold mold press of. It says Hayya al falah, so it means let's make our way to success. So we sold quite a lot already.
Good
Alhamdulillah.
Good for you.
So we want to educate people to start collecting gold now.
Yes.
Change cash to gold.
Yeah.
Inflation proof, and it is something that you buy that doesn't break your wallet. You buy 1,000, you'll get 1,000 back worth. So there's something that I always think. When I'm doing something, whether it's singing or the businesses, or I always think about the community and the fans that have been supporting me. What do they get from it? Also, I always have that in mind.
Yes.
Yeah, the back of my head.
I think is very, very important, because
Alhamdulillah.
you want people actually to be, at the end of the day, you don't want to have people who say like, you just want to make your own money and so on.
And I'm blessed that the people that I work with are on the same page. So there's one more thing, that I always work with people I love and I like. I'm open to working with everybody, but the pleasure of working with people who have the same wavelength as you is it's awesome. It will take you further.
That's exactly what I call it as living an in control life, where you love what you do. You love who you do it with. You love who you do it for, and you love how you do it.
Hey, dude, thanks, man. I didn't know that.
You're welcome.
Oh, I didn't know that, man. Is that like a
book for you.
model or
I'll
something?
tell you. Oh yes, of course.
Oh, we got to do more episodes, bro.
Yeah, we should. I can talk to you forever.
Alif and Dr. Reza, bro.
So I genuinely I can talk to you forever. But yeah, so to finish things off, we have this final confession.
What?
So I'm gonna ask you some.
It wasn't me, guys.
Fiery questions, and then what we call that's like, you can't think too much. You could just answer it sharp.
Oh, I'm bad at this, bro.
Let's do it. Let's do it. So first one, live performance or studio recording?
Live performance. Okay. Next question.
On screen or on stage?
On stage.
Memorizing lines or improvising?
Improvising.
Leading role or supporting role?
Supporting role.
Okay. Oh. Action movies or romantic movies?
Romantic movies.
You better be careful. Film festivals or music festivals?
Oh, film festival. Yeah. Music feels a bit like work though sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Music festivals. Yeah. In my car, I switch off the radio. I don't normally listen to music, except for Alif Satar, the local songs. By the way, hit us up on Spotify.
So autographs or selfie with fans?
Selfies.
Award shows or after parties?
Award shows. I never been to any after parties.
Okay.
Yeah.
So performing for small or large?
Large crowd is better. The smaller the crowd, you get more nervous. Actually,
that's true. So recording an album or film? A movie?
Film. Yeah.
Singing in the shower or singing in the car?
Singing in the shower. Better acoustics.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so the last question I'll ask our guests is that, so if you're given a chance to become the Prime Minister of Malaysia for one day, and you can request for anything you want, and you will get it, what would you ask for?
What would I ask for?
What would you do? What would you do?
Wow, man, you got me thinking, bro. Man, you gotta edit this 1 hour out just for me to think.
Take your time. Take your time,
man. Time, I guess. How do we change the time? How to there was this in France, right? They would encourage people to go home and have lunch with the family. Right? So I think changing time would be not changing the time, Tuan Mahathir did it once. He changed the time. Like at that time, Sabah had different timing and Semenanjung had different timing, and he said, okay, let's change. Everybody's the same time now. So
there is a still in Johor also they got like that.
What?
Yeah, so the government servant actually they work on, if I'm not mistaken,
on a Saturday, Sunday, right? Yeah, Monday. No, Monday so they have chuti on Friday and Saturdays they work on
Friday, Saturday they work.
Sunday. Yeah, we work on Monday, right? So what I mean is the time, like literally the time. So maybe later hours. I want people to go to the mosque early so everybody could go because kita subuh quite early, right?
Yeah.
And then you want people to stay more, spend more time at the mosque. Kalau school starts at 7, right?
Yeah.
So orang macam tak boleh nak pergi masjid lah because nak kena hantar anak nak pergi sekolah.
Yeah.
So if everybody kalau at 8 a.m. or something, right? You have more. You can sleep early. You can wake up earlier. You can go to the mosque, and you have more time. Have breakfast with the kids first. and then everybody would go to work or to school, and then you have more time. I think that's what I would change, I guess. The first thing that I would change. And that would be crucial. I think it would be like a new norm, you see. Like everything starts at 9, right? And then you would wake up earlier.
Yeah.
People could go for a run, like half an hour run, and still have time at 7 o'clock, have breakfast, prepare the kids, right? Kalau tidak, sekarang people go kanchiong, bro. People go like, nak pergi, I have to go to the mall, right? And suddenly, I have to go back home quickly, I have to send the kids, and I have to go to work. So it's like, why the rush, bro? Why go to school so early? Why go to work so early,
Okay.
I think that would be the first thing I would.
It can be done.
Can be done?
It can be done.
Where's the next episode with Doctor? How do we fix this? Yeah, okay. Right, it can be done, right?
Yeah, it can be done.
How would you do it first? Oh man.
You just need to understand, like, who is the people that need like what timing, basically based on like,
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of good practices in other
And
countries.
and then I saw a thread on Twitter or something. Somebody said something about it would be healthier also. Because you wake up early and you're not stressed out. Everybody's not in a hurry. People work from home now, right? So why not
I think
later?
the biggest problem is that because of the productivity issue, right? So like where does 8 hours working come from? It's like it can be 6 hours, right?
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of productivity.
Yeah.
Like most of the Western nations that they have that like 4 days a week, it's not like they're working lesser. It's about like, what do you do during that 6
Exactly.
hours,
It's like you going to the gym, right?
Yeah.
Why you take so long? 4 hours at the gym? What did you do, bro?
Yeah.
Did you finish a marathon 42 on the treadmill or something? Man, you just got a 45 minutes. Do your best.
Yeah. That comes to the point. Like, do your best. Don't waste your time.
Don't waste your time.
Right.
So
Life
how
is
much
short.
life is short. I said, so wake up early, go to work a bit later, man. Right? We gotta take this up to the parliament, bro. Who do we meet right now?
All right. Okay, Alif, thank you so much.
Dr. Reza,
for being with us.
alhamdulillah. No, thank you for having
It was
me.
a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah.
You're a good man.
Alhamdulillah, thank
Keep it
you,
up.
thank you.
Keep it up.
We should do. Hopefully, next time we roll the cameras earlier because a lot more interesting things happen behind the camera next time.
Awesome. Okay, guys, thank you very much for listening to us. Thank you for tuning in. As I always remind people, to live a life with intention, passion, and be in control. So thank you very much. Till our more exciting episodes.
MashaAllah.
Tune in.
Assalamualaikum. Peace.